Right, today I'm making salmon fish cakes. I've got 700 grams of potatoes which I'm going to boil in salted water. I've got a 400 gram tin of pink salmon. I've taken the skin out and the big bones, but I'm not worried about the small bones. 4 spring onions finely chopped, tablespoonful of fresh parsley, an egg yolk, and then to coat them we've got plain flour, 1½ eggs beaten up with a little milk, and breadcrumbs. So I've put the potatoes on to boil. When they're cooked, I'll see you then. The potatoes are cooked now and I've allowed them to cool. So I'm just going to mash them, get rid of the lumps. Now normally, if I was doing mashed potato, I would add milk and butter to make it nice and soft and tasty. But because it's a fish cake, what we need is for it to stick together with everything else. So we don't want it to be too moist. So I'm not adding anything to this as yet. Just potato. That seems about right. So I'm going to tip in the salmon, the parsley, the spring onions and the egg yolk. That'll help to bind it all together. So all we need to do now is mix everything together. And then we're going to form it into 8 fish cakes. So that's well combined now. We don't want to actually break the fish down too much, otherwise we won't be able to taste it. So now we need a plate. So clean wet hands. So we take pieces of the mixture and roll it like that in your hands, then flatten it slightly. Roll, roll and flatten. That's the way to do it. I'll do one more. You want 8 of these. Roll and flatten. Nice and neat. So when they're all shaped like that, I'll tell you what we do next. The fish cakes are all shaped now. The next stage is to dip them in flour, egg and breadcrumbs, but it's much easier to do that if you chill them for half an hour in the fridge. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, flour, Coat your fish cakes in the flour, then in the egg. Next one. You need to keep one hand clean, so I'm not going to put my hand in the egg. I'm going to turn it over like that, coat it, drop it in the breadcrumbs, and then just sprinkle a few on top. That means then you can get hold of the fish cake and turn it like that without actually getting your hand all egged up. So back on the plate with that one. We continue like that until all the fish cakes are coated, and then they're ready to fry. And all you do then is just fry them in some vegetable oil until they're nice and golden brown all over. It is a bit fiddly, but it's well worth it. These are just a couple of slices of granary bread that I had left over, and I just whisked it in my little machine, and it makes lovely fresh breadcrumbs. Don't throw old bread away, stale bread. Unless if it's mouldy, you've got to throw it away, but if it's just stale, whiz it up for breadcrumbs and put them in the freezer. Then when you want breadcrumbs, you've got some to hand. It's just less waste actually, really. Years ago when I had my first cafe, when we were in our 30s, the lady who sold us the cafe said to me, waste is your #1 enemy. And I've never forgotten that. She said, if you waste food, it's your profits going down the drain. So there you go, I don't like waste. So we'll continue till they're all coated, and then I'll fry some and show you the finished thing. Right, I'm frying 2 of the fish cakes now in some vegetable oil. And I like fried tomatoes with my fish cakes, so they're going in at the same time. So I'm going to fry these until they're crisp and golden on both sides. That's the finished dish. Salmon fish cakes with a bit of salad, some tomatoes and a lovely dollop of tartar sauce. Yummy! Can't wait to tuck into this. If you want to go to my website, this is part of the 28 meals for £20. Book 2, which is not finished yet. Book 1's finished. There are some fish cakes in that one. Only 99p, and it'll teach you how to cook once a week, how to get the most out of your money. And honestly, the once a week cookbook, that's on my website as well, an ebook, only £2.50, and that book I can guarantee will change the way you cook forever. So go on, treat yourself, get yourself an ebook or 2 and start cooking smart. Start cooking once a week. And I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.